Our top story takes us to Mexico. The violent state of Michoacan is in the headlines again. Now a military convoy opened fire on unarmed civilians during a protest. 2 children were killed and several people injured. Our correspondent Glenn Cana has the story.
These 2 men represent the indigenous coastal community of Santa Maria Ostula, Michoacan. Over the past 5 years, the community has organized an armed police force to defend itself against the region's organized crime. Yet the authorities seek to now disarm the town.
As indigenous communities, we have uses and customs. We have our own laws and a communal police. And not just from 2009, nor from the uprising of civilian self-defense groups in the Tierra Caliente region, but rather, it is an organization that we have had as one of our customs.
Over the weekend, an army operation was implemented to detain communal police leaders, leaving several injured and at least 2 children killed, presumably by shots fired by military personnel. The community affirms that ultimately the authorities and organized crime alike seek to expropriate the natural resource-rich lands.
There is no trust in the government agencies. There is always distrust, because behind all of this, there are bad people inside the system, and the only thing that they have interested in is securing the economic part.
While the weekend attack has brought deep criticism of Mexico's armed forces in defense of human rights back into national and international discussion, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto underscored his support for the military.
While some bet on moving aside our armed forces, we need to recognize as Mexicans our army, our navy, made up of women and men who work every day.
Human rights defenders argue that a mixture of impunity, lack of transparency, and a national security strategy of militarization in its so-called war on drugs will continue to put at risk the rights of the population.
This security model puts the civilian population in a context of high risk, of confronting abuses committed by military personnel, within this context of not being trained.
Rights defenders advocate a demilitarization strategy that puts policing back into civilian hands, providing support to community policing such as that of Santa Maria Ostula, rather than criminalize them. Clayton Canta, Sur, Mexico City.